Right, here we are back again. Let's make my seat nice and comfy so that I'm comfortable and happy in front of my audience here. I've just taken my wig off. I've just been coming back from the studio where I've been full at it, and wig on, emotions, creativity and all the rest of it. Running so high, I'm just going to adjust you. Got the top of my head missing there, haven't we? There you go. And so I'm on my way to go and have well, it's gone lunchtime and I haven't even touched a drop yet. So before I lose it completely, I thought I'd go and open a bottle. But I thought after the high intensity of being in the studio, I need to come down here, have a little chat with my audience while I bring the levels down again to normality, or to what you'd regard as normality. Can't speak. Desperate for wine, obviously. Alright, so we are picking up where we left off from last time, answering questions. Nominally from you, but in actual fact, questions lifted directly from, plagiarised, you might say, from the lovely Alex Glass's Peach Perfect series of videos and the questions and answers section at the end. As you know, we've come to the end of the Reading Fringe Festival's star attraction, namely James and the Perfect Peach. The talk given by yours truly, the world's most preeminent figurative stone sculptor. Questions, as I've said to you before, have all been lost somewhere in the ether. You've typed them in your hundreds, tens of hundreds, and they've all been lost, and we know why, don't we? The artistic, industrial sabotage, as instigated by that terrible trio, who we've mentioned before. I'm not going to name them again. I don't believe they're worthy of me naming them, even acknowledging them. But we're here, we've repulsed every effort that they've made, and here we are. We've shown initiative by taking the questions from elsewhere. And the next question is, well, before I do that, we have to remember that this series, James and the Perfect Peach, has been funded, sponsored by a product, namely, you remember this, don't you? Genius Dust. The product of here, the Auditorium Cave Laboratories. Premium product which, once taken, once applied, can guarantee you, in the first place, exclusivity. In the next, longevity. And most pertinent of all at the moment, immunity. Immunity from all known viruses, bacteria, bacterial infections and fungal infections. But then virus most notable, most newsworthy at the moment, most current, that wretched coronavirus and the COVID-19 disease. So guaranteed immunity from pestilence. The wonderful Genius Dust, resplendent with the Auditorium Cave logo, and a fabulous investment at just £150 for all that. Spread it on your arms, inhale it. Spread it on your skin, you know, inhale it and benefit from the results. Believe it or not, there is a premium product coming out which is even better. Well, it might be coming out. I need to ask your advice, your opinion on developments that are in hand at the moment. We'll go on to that later. Let's answer a question. That's what we're here for, really, is to answer questions that you, in all probability, have been asking of me. Now then, I'm hoping you have, had a quick little glance at what Alex Glass is doing over there in YouTube land, and we're doing a similar sort of thing, exercise here in the questions and answers. And her questions have been rather odd, but I think entertaining, and I'm here to entertain as well as edify, aren't I? The next question that we're going to go and answer is, what kind of car do I drive? Now, I know many of you are throwing your arms up saying, what? Why would you ask him that question? Him, of all people, why would you ask him that question? Others might be going, what, I don't understand, why, what's wrong with that question? And we've had a question I've described as impertinent already. Impertinent, yes. And this question, I think, trumps impertinence and goes into the realms of downright insolence. Because, let's face it, who in their right mind would ever suspect me of needing motor assistance? Back when I was quite young, and we're talking in the 60s and even in the 70s, some might say I was still young then, there was a class of vehicles, motor vehicles, called invalid wagons. We refer to them as invalid wagons. I don't know if that's actually what they're properly called, but that's how they're referred to. And I remember looking at what was pointed out as an invalid wagon and not knowing why it was thus described, because to me it looked, well, I thought it was a car. And to this very day, I still haven't been able to work out. I must admit, I'm a bit shy because everyone else seems to know the answer, but I don't know the difference between an invalid wagon or what we refer to now as a mobility vehicle. What's the difference between that and a car? I don't know. The only thing I can think of that is quite obvious, and maybe this is the difference, is that the latter, that is the car, seems to be more difficult to get into and or out of than the mobility vehicle or invalid wagon. Apart from that, that's the only difference. And as I'm not invalided or in any way disabled, I find myself wondering why anybody would ask me that question. And it would be an insolent question if in reality somebody did ask me that question. Now, it's good that we've got Alex Glass to run along beside me, her questions and answer session, because I'm going to do something she did to answer a question. She was asked, I don't know why, I've never been asked this question in my life, but she was asked, are you double jointed? It's not the sort of question I thought people go around asking themselves. I don't think she's ever mentioned being double jointed in her series. So odd question. But anyway, she said, she protested. She said, no, I'm not double jointed, but I have got very flexible shoulder blades, she said. Now, I think that this question was a fabricated question, and a bit of a ruse. And I don't blame her for it. In fact, I'm grateful to her for this clever little ruse, because it gave her the opportunity to turn around and show off her shoulder blades, give them a little whirl around a bit, and I remember thinking to myself, well, that's not very flexible. It's flexible, but it's no more flexible than me, and I'm not particularly flexible. Certainly not as flexible as the models that are up there most of the time. So anyway, moving very quickly from there, and it was quite obvious that she had nothing special about her shoulder blades, but she needed, in order to show the shoulder blades, she needed to get up off a chair, turn round, and her bottom, her lovely shaved bottom, had to, be stuck in front of the camera. She had to stick her bottom in front of the camera for a while, for a couple of seconds while she moved round. Lovely. I don't care what gender you are, what sexuality you are. For goodness sakes, you know all about me now, don't you? And it's nothing to do with the male gaze. Her bottom is universally adored, no matter what gender, sexual orientation you are, even what species you are, I dare say. Her bottom is something wonderful to behold, and we all agree with that. So I'm going to copy her. As I say, we've got her running along, her questions and answer session running along just here beside me, and I'm going to copy her. I'm not going to show you my derriere, because I don't want to, I don't want to compete with Alex Glass. So, but what I want to do is show you the reason, physical reason why I don't need, and why I would never have to go in a mobility vehicle, or car as you call it. Look at these. These are I have two of these. They are like a car in themselves, and I've got 2 of them all the time underneath me. And my goodness me, look at that. These fantastic devices, appendages, organs, pieces of equipment have propelled me across continents, literally across continents. They've run marathons, several of them. They propel me through vast, open stretches of water. They've launched me from aircraft several thousand feet in the sky. They've got me into 2 of the world's most renowned military units. And yes, I mean, oh my goodness sake. And look, so lovely are they that I have embellished them slightly by painting the toes like that. I don't know why, actually, males, I've noticed, out of all the genders, seem to eschew the use of nail varnish, which I think is nonsense. When you've got legs as beautiful as mine, and women, they like to show off their legs just by putting a little dash of colour there on their nails and toenails, and that sort of enhances, beautifies them slightly. And I do the same because my legs, as you've just seen, are absolutely beautiful. And I, as a runner, I mean, obviously my legs, my feet are visible all the time, and I can see them when I'm running, flashing beneath me. I feel like a wild animal. Anyway, so that's that. We don't do cars here, and don't ever ask me what kind of car I drive. Anyway, back to this product. A gentleman came in not long ago, and he was a lean, young, very experienced-looking chap from marketing. He was a marketeer, and he asked me. He brought me to fill this bottle, and I thought, "Oh, what do you want? A sample?" And he kind of looked coy when I said that, and I thought, "What you do?" And he said, "Well, not exactly." Anyway, he went on to say, "Yes, we do want stone dust here, the genius dust. But we want a little bit more. We want a little bit of you in here." And I said, I don't know. Instantly, I thought, oh my goodness me, it's Shylock. He wants his pound of flesh. I was thinking of the Merchant of Venice, and so I was almost about to escort him from the studio when he said, "Oh no, nothing quite as draconian as that. Nothing terrible like that. But we think we like your product. We've watched your videos. We want to buy into your product, but we want a bit more. We want a bit of you in here." So of course I thought, oh, I know, yeah. In the studio there, blood, sweat and tears, fountains of the stuff. I've got this on, and it's all happening up there, hot, sweaty and dangerous in the studio. So we could get all of that in there. And he said, "Yes, that's the sort of thing I'm wanting, but we want more." And I thought, well, what possibly more can you have? Anyway, it turned out that what he was after was, ejaculate. And I just was rather shocked, and I said, no. Anyway, he reminded me that in my videos I have said that I'm in that corner 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. And being the environmentalist that I am, I mean, I'm not really an environmentalist, but I know what he's saying. He said it's a waste. It's wrong to waste something as precious as that. Think of the environment, he said. And bottle it. Sell it. Premium price, 10 times the price of the normal product. And that's £1,500 per bottle. I want you to write in and tell me what you think about that. That's all we've got time for. There's the timer going off. I must crack on. So tell me what you think. I'm slightly not too sure. You might think, what a great idea. Tell me what you think. Come on in and let me know. I won't molest you, I promise you. Well, I can't promise that, of course. But come on in, tell me what you think. Should we be enhancing the genius dust? I've got to go. I'll see you tonight, maybe tomorrow. Bye now, guys. Oh, stop saying guys all the time.